I cannot believe how much of a disappointment this film was. It was just an absolute shit show. Hi, my name's Zara. I love all things horror, and if that sounds like your sort of thing, click the follow button and let's chat in the comments about this film. Death of a Unicorn is about a father-daughter duo played by Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, who are heading into the hills for the weekend to go and meet Paul Rudd's billionaire boss. However, en route, they hit and kill a unicorn and decide to pack it in the back of the car and just head on their retreat as planned. However, while at his boss's house, the unicorn comes back to life and they kill it again. But this time they decide to exploit it. It seems to be able to cure ailments and illnesses and even cancer. And they seem to be in for some big bucks until everything goes terribly wrong. I so wanted to love this film. I thought the premise was fantastic. I thought it was going to be whimsical with lots of horror elements, which I think is something that A24 typically does pretty well. However, what I was left with was a poorly written script, a completely unlikable cast that mumbled the script out, a horror comedy that had barely any moments of horror, and the comedy just didn't land, and the jokes were as flat as a fart and made me roll my eyes. And ultimately, it felt like a waste of 2 hours. I find it completely unbelievable that they've managed to take Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, two actors who are well loved, typically star in great films and come across on screen really well, and make both of them despicable. Jenna Ortega is supposed to be the one that we root for in this film, but they've made her such a walking cliche that it just made me roll my eyes into the back of my head every time she appeared on screen. I know this is meant to be a take on the elite class and Big Pharma, and therefore we're not meant to like these characters, but why should I have to sit through a film where I don't like anyone and I'm not rooting for anyone? And I wasn't even rooting for the unicorns because they were so poorly executed. Fantastic in design, and the puppetry was amazing. However, that was all shot to shit because they layered so much CGI on top of it. It came across as My Little Pony but with AI. Not even Will Poulter could redeem this with his sometimes there moments of comedy, but once again, A24 seems to have typecast him into this bumbling idiot. I honestly could not be paid to watch this film again. I'd feel like it was a complete waste of my time. It could be for some people, so let me know what you think in the comments.